Alrighty. Big banger today, huh? Big banger here.
Canuck joined.
All right, I do have Canuck on here with me. Yep. I'm going to shut your video off there, brother, so we can stay in uniform. Can you hear me now, brother?
Yeah, I got too many things going here. I got an echo, so I gotta fix it.
Yes, sir. It's typical. Typical, yes, sir. All right. Yeah, Big Seven. Well, let me see what USGS is calling it. 7.6 last I saw. Yeah, 7.6. And what the heck? There was. Oh, that's 30 days. All right. Yeah, 7.6 Japan. Northern Japan, and we've been expecting that since the 8.8. Am I correct there, Canuck? In that position anyway? Northern Japan. Uh-oh. Shit, lost him. Yeah, let me show you what's going on here. This is, I gotta make sure that's turned off. Let me see.
Canuck joined.
There he is. There's my boy right there. Oh. Nope, not that one. Canuck.
Do an update. Put me out. I said,
Yeah. I just was knocking out your video. That's all. 7:45 here. We're a little bit early. Normally we're at 8 o'clock, but it's 7:45 right now. So due to the earthquake we just had, I was saying we've been waiting for northern Japan to pop since the 8.8, and there is a series of quakes that came down Kamchatka. That's been happening, on and off.
Yeah, there's one in Curls yesterday too. Curl Islands, I think.
Location: coast of Honshu, Japan. Class: moderate. Magnitude: 5.7. Depth: 10 kilometers.
They got 5.7 now. Okay. I'm trying to see whether or not.
So the original 7.5.
There is a tsunami threat.
Yeah, was 46 kilometers deep, which that's usually
yes.
The four shocks to nines are usually in the 40 to 60.
Yeah, 25 to 60. Yeah, that's how I see it too, brother.
So
yeah. All right, let's look at where the earthquake happened. I have it on screen here. Thanks everybody for being here. This is Joe Slick. I'm your host. I have with me on the line New Brunswick, Canada guy, better known as Canuck for myself, my pet name for the dude, because I love him and he's a great help and a wonderful brother in the Lord. So for those who are listening as I record this, just now what's happening here is a 7.6 in northern Japan. Other quakes are coming in. There is a tsunami threat. If I showed you, here we go. They say a tsunami threat. NOAA is 32 miles depth, 7.6. Hokkaido, Japan. And let's see what they got. Timestamps are showing it. Well, they're showing it. 0.8, 18, and 59 was what? And 14:27. They don't know what time it started. I'm seeing, and this must have been a long rip.
Well, it originally came in, I think they had it 6.6 or 6.5 or something, and then they upgraded 7.5 and then 7.
It came on 14:28:31, then 14:29:47, 14:30:08, 14:33:18, and then 14:42:59. Those are the timestamps, all at 7.6. The Yakutat was the 5.7 that's there, but and all of these are in. So the first one came in. The earliest is non-U.S. Canada Pacific threat, Hawaii informational threat, West Coast informational AK BC US, Guam international, and then Samoa. Those are the locations of the sources at those times. So that's what's being said there. This is the location of the earthquake right now. Prior to it, looks, and this is the same day, everybody. And we have, let's go, not largest, but oldest first. So it appears that this one here went first, and then that one, and then that one, and then that one, and that's the other one. So this section where the 8.8 happened, which is right about here, is activated, and now we have this quake down here. If I remember, Canuck, the history reveals that Hokkaido goes after a big Kamchatka. Is that your best memory as well?
Yeah, in 1923, it did. So it went Kamchatka, Hokkaido, and then Tokyo had.
Yeah, the Tokyo, or the top of the Nankai, yeah.
Yeah, all in 23.
And then if I remember correctly, I'm just going to go 7 days back. You can see 7 days ago, we did have a couple of quakes in Nankai. We saw quakes along the Pacific Plate going down in the Aleutian, or into the trench, not the Aleutian Trench, but the trench.
And Nankai, the last few times it's gone off, 1854, 44, and 46 is always near the middle to end of December.
Right. Yeah. The weather change or the pull of the sun. Yeah. Yeah. Could be.
And this also, with this quake today, it makes a triangle: Kamchatka, Hokkaido, top of Honshu, over with
Alaska.
Yakutat. Yeah.
Yeah. We've been waiting for the Yakutat one probably 2 years. We're like, what is going on? It's not popped.
And that's where that is the bottom of the Yakutat microplate. So that's where. So all those quakes in 1899, 1979, and now are all along the bottom of that Yakutat microplate, which of course Nick's been talking about, because Yakutat is half of Silesia.
Correct. And also, I think in that time period, if I remember correct, Hawaii was very active in some of those.
Yeah, in 1899, when Yakutat went off the last time, with now they say at least 2/8, and they were mainly offshore.
Right.
From the new study from 2022 that I found.
Okay.
They basically figured out where they were exactly, and they were like
3-meter tsunami. Okay, thank you, Denise.
Yeah.
So that's upgraded to 7.7. As we can see here on Dynamic Earth, which these people I love, they do a great service for us. The whole Earth is ringing its bell. I do have an image that I caught. I was just sitting here waiting for the time and reading a. Let me go get that image up for you. There's the quake, and this is probably about 12 minutes in. And you can see where it took place, and you can see it start to ring the bell of the whole world pretty fast in that time period. Looks like Alaska is responding, but these bumps and rolls here tell you that the seismogram is overwhelmed, and that's why it's acting up real bad. Everest, it's got they had to reset it. It looks like. So on the seismograms here, we can see the Sierra Madre Mountains here in California. It dinging around. So the whole Pacific right now is saying hello. And but back to the we had a really big blast out of and there is an earthquake in Hawaii, 3.2, just on the north shore of the Big Island, northwestern side. Interesting that happened, because it's a straight line right to our quake today, the 7.6 out of Japan. Let me refresh this. And they're not showing it any higher than 7.6 USGS, but Dub is saying 7.7. And I guess we can look at the Japan because we do have that.
Yeah. And Kilauea was doing the same thing in 1899 as what it's doing right now.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get across, the correlation.
震度0、青森。
Tsunami, evacuate. That's what the warning is. They're saying six pluses that coming in. So this is a Tokyo website. I apologize. I don't speak Japan, but very, 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 very big earthquake for Japan. And this is one of their sites that share with us. The other one I have, probably just have to refresh it. J-Quake here, and go live. There we go. Yeah, 6 plus. They got a 7.6 and then a 5.6.
地中カウント増加。神奈川県富士の36。
Sounds like another earthquake.
And based upon what Yakutat, Yukon is doing, what it's done in the past, the next place that should get a high 6 or 7 on the west coast is anywhere between San Jacinto and Imperial Valley, based upon what it's done the other 2 times. And it will be not long after.
All right, so you're saying the historical record has shown that when Kamchatka goes like really huge, like it's did, that Japan pretty much goes as well. Maybe not as huge as there, but yeah, you can see the very danger right there for the tsunami.
Yeah, because what it's doing, it's spreading out from the biggest quake, right?
Correct.
So it's going to adjust on all the other sides because the Pacific quake subducted and went under, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's adjusting on all the other sides, which is why you had the stuff at Sand Point, because we've had 7s at Sand Point this year, because it's all moving on all sides, and now it's coming around to our side on the west coast of North America, and it's coming down, and it's coming down Japan too, because the whole plate's moving, right? So it has to adjust on all sides. What's wrong there? Shooting?
In your neck of the woods, I thought you guys aren't allowed to have guns.
When
津波観
was
測
it?
に関する情報。8日午後11時55分現在の津波の最大波の観測値をお知らせします。
Okay, they're warning everybody in Japan for the tsunami. I'll keep your doors locked. Where's this?
Well, that was where they had the thing after the parade last night. The Christmas parade.
Yeah, I think Canada's in some serious trouble, man. It's starting to fall apart up there.
They were having the thing for all the kids after the Santa Claus Christmas parade.
Yeah, what a shame.
Well, I imagine there's probably people there cleaning up from the thing last night, because why would they be there early this morning? So that's weird.
So my boy Canucks, I guess they had a shooting up there by his house. Yeah, San Fran has been super, super busy as well. And as you can see on this map, you see a series of quakes right up to San Andreas. And I put in there, I don't know, let's see if my list is still here. It is.
Yeah.
All right.
According to the historical record, San Fran gets like a high 5 or near 6 at the same time that Yakutat goes off. But the bigger quakes in California happen in the SoCal when Yakutat goes off.
Yeah, I have it up to a 6.7 actually, 5 to 6.7, but I think on the northern side of that number. 1861 was a strong quake up there by were a series of quakes that have been happening in San Ramon for some time now in the last 30 days. Today, 15 quakes have already happened again in that spot. It's on the Calaveras Fault and the Pleasanton Splay. 1.5 to 3.0s.
And another thing I found interesting about that when I looked up the Yakutat ones, Western Turkey had big quakes in the exact same spot.
That's what I wanted to bring you on for, to help, solidify the history of things.
Yeah. 1899 and 1979, it was quaking in the exact same spot as it is right now.
Right.
And we just had another Western Turkey 5-something here.
Yeah, we did. Yesterday? Yeah. Interesting. 1,920 earthquakes in the last 30 days up in San Ramon. Pretty amazing. That's a lot of quakes. Now, they're not strong. It's just a lot of quakes. 38 quakes in Pleasanton along the coast in the last 30 days as well. Pleasanton is also this area right out here. Pacifica. A lot of times you'll see Pacifica. That's along the San Andreas. And that's a lot of quakes, 38 quakes. And as you move south into, you can see where San Ramon is and these quakes here. You can see down here and down here in Gilroy. Pleasanton is right here. San Ramon is right here. And you'll see San Benito, there's been 40 quakes, which is right here in the Gilroy, San Benito area. 61 quakes in less than 4.1 down in this region, and Parkfield down in this region, another 32 quakes. In Templeton, in San Benito up there, 4.0 and less. And so California's all moved at about a 4, and Parkfield 2.7, and then you get into Hemet. And the SoCal down here, you have the Hemet area with 127 quakes, less than 3.6. 77 quakes in Loma Linda, just north of it, and those are less than 2.6. 188 down here in Anza, and less than a 3. And then Ridgecrest area, including all of Searles Valley, 188 quakes, no larger than a 3. So what we can see is Southern Cal has moved at let's say a 3. Northern Cal or Central Cal has moved at a 4, and then we get this big giant quake up here in Yakutat, which is top of the Fairweather Fault, and which is something we've been watching for a long time, haven't we, Canuck?
Yeah.
And we're kind of bewildered why it hasn't really shown itself, but it has now. The 1964 quake in Alaska happened over here in the Chugach Mountain area, or Valdez. That's what destroyed Anchorage. We got a couple of quakes that happened, large quakes down here in Sandpoint. Over the last few years, which you can see there's a 4.6 there. But now they do have that other one, 5.5. I'd like to see a lot more to try to show me which direction that this pressure is really going, because it's down there pretty good. 53 kilometers. I don't know. It said they're looking for an up to a 3.0 tsunami or 3-meter tsunami.
Well, we'd have to go to the site there that shows how if they have it on there yet. I don't know if they would or not.
What, the Japan site?
Yeah. No, that site that shows like how it props.
Oh, the prop? Yeah, I don't know. We can check that out. I think I have that listed here. The interactive earthquake right here, I think it is.
I don't know if they'd even have it on there yet. They might.
Oh no, that's this one here. Let me zoom out.
It takes a while, I think, before they put it on there.
Yeah. I don't know where that link is, by the way. We have so many links that we're working off of. Today's earthquake's right up in here.
Well, we don't even know what it was about. I don't know why there'd be somebody at that hall early in the morning on a Monday.
Well, there you have it, yeah, we're seeing here, see if there's any more.
Because to my knowledge, they only have events at that KFC hall on the weekend. And maybe like during the middle of the week, they have bingo or something. So it's not like a thing that there's people there all the time.
Taiwan had a little 5.3. It's not little. And the volcano islands 4.3, 4.6 here in Philippines, and then down here in Indonesia. In 1861 quake that I was talking about up in San Fran, Sumatra popped as well, and I have a warning for Sumatra area, northern Sumatra, central and northern Sumatra. Be on alert as well. Even now more so with the 7.6 that's happening, as you can see, straight line right through here. We may get something in the Luzon Strait. We may get something out here, but as you can see, there's another link here, this Mid-Indian Ridge 5.1. Drawing that line, you can see that's a limit that's super active right now. And it could same angle as what's happening here in come out of Alaska. I know these are flat maps, so don't get caught up on the flat map Earth, flat Earth stuff. I'm not a flat earther. I just believe that there are magnetic pathways that our Earth that surrounds our Earth, and how I would see it would be, how would I say this? This one here. And this is computer generated, and if I push play here, you'll see this bow flex, so to speak, the magnetopause. There's a reason why it's shaped like this, and it's that shape that is the magnetism of our planet. And you can see there's no density. And as we look here, solar wind right now is 332, proton density is less than 1. We have an M1 and an X flare. Oh my gosh, the X flare came in at 5. So did you know about the X flare, dude?
Nope. It would have been when I was sleeping.
Yeah, let's check it out. There's the X flare a couple hours ago, because we're at, 1,500 hours now, yeah. It did come into an X1, and then we had almost an M2, and then another M1, and right now, so this kind of snuck in there. I didn't know about the X1 until just now.
So I don't know if it's from an Earth-facing.
Yeah. Let me see. Let's look at that. Let's see. The X happened at 5 o'clock UT, so I can look at the sun location at 5 o'clock UT.
I'm surprised nobody's talking about it yet. Better
right.
Look. Because usually they
12 hours. I know, that's what kind of catches me up. So add an hour plus. Well, interesting here. Here it is at 5 o'clock. Here's where the X flare hit, and Japan is right in that region. So that's at 5 o'clock UT. And let's see if the flare absorption shows anything. If it goes back to 5 o'clock. Nope, it's not gonna. It did the M flare right there in the Indian Ocean.
Right where the Mid-Indian Ridge quake.
Say it again, bud?
Right where the Mid-Indian Ridge quake was.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's the X flare and the Japan quake then pretty close together in time?
Yeah, then there's another M over the Atlantic. We've been watching how, excuse me, Magnetic pressures come out of Europe, right through the mid-Atlantic, right through the U.S. and out, and we've traced that several times now. Again, this is when the X flare hit. It was just below Sumatra and Java, so they're the ones that really got it. So I'll be watching them. Again, it's another indicator for me, seeing how it just adds me to watch. Not saying I'm not forecasting. I'm just saying it's a place for me to watch the earthquakes and the events happening in that region due to what's going on. Now there's a whole big stink in Canuck. You remember that, right? Just this other day. Oh, the big X flare created this earthquake. And they're saying, oh, it was right. It was on the same time period when it happened. So it's like I'm going, oh my gosh. We're expecting the G3 out of that one. And yeah, it looks like 2 hours ago we had the M1. So what's happening at 4294 and onward? Right here is where all the X flares are happening. I think 99 still has that capacity. They're saying 94 to 96. Nope, 94 to 96. We're right here, so it's going to be out in front of us. And big X flares booming. And let me see what's NOAA has to say about this. And this is not completely updated from today's X flare, but you can see between the 9th and the 10th they expect a G3 or up to a G3 hitting us because it was a halo. And that's a geomagnetic storm level 3 that is severe, but it's not the end of the world. But it can play havoc.
Bob put the live video link in there, so it must be the cams for the
Japan,
I think.
All right, appreciate that. Okay, here. Yeah, this is Japan. This is Crux, of course, watching to see if the tsunamis come in. You see the CE. Here's got another one. Let me grab that one. They're looking for up to yeah, look at the shaking going on there. This is out of Planet News, so please be aware. I can't put any sound in. And I don't know if this is actual legit video. It might be from the past. So be aware of that. But Crux live, this is definitely live, Japan, Hokkaido. And so everybody's watching for it. There's the seawall trying to protect all these fishermen boats. Yeah, there's a lot of people not out to sea today. I don't know why that is. Let's go ahead and check the weather over there. Oh, I can't. I have to go through windy. Let's see what's happening over in Japan, huh? Okay. I don't see anything bad. It's 43 degrees, precipitation, some rain. Big storm looks like it just went through. Pressure's way up here. Looking at radar. Yeah. Wind speed. Probably too powerful for those little boats to go about 5,000 foot. Yeah, 63 miles an hour, 40. Yeah, that's why they're inshore. Too windy for them to be out there.
Yeah, it's 2:40 p.m. in Japan right now.
Yeah, 2 p.m.
Yeah,
Did they go to sleep yet, man? The sun just came up
so
here.
It's afternoon over there right now.
Yeah.
2:40 p.m.
Watching a tsunami alert. Now they're moving the alert all the way down the coast a little bit too.
Or 2:14 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot there. But let's see. Yeah, the KP is real low right now. There is no significant coronal hole for us. 65% chance for our M, 15 for an X. Yet we have an X. Go figure
Not
that.
right. I went on the other thing that said 12:13 a.m.
Oh yeah. I've got
So that would-
I got 1340. No, I'm sorry. 00. It's midnight.
Yeah, midnight.
Yeah, it's midnight. So that other number was probably UT or something. I was thinking, wow.
So then those pictures can't be right. We're watching.
Oh yeah, right. These pictures here, yeah. That's not right. That's what I was trying to get at. I say, what? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
All right, so we've looked at all this stuff on space weather. This is the Japan stuff. Let's go ahead and look at again at USGS. And let me set up the terrain here. Yeah, they have two quakes listed here on USGS right now. And
Earthquake downgraded to 5.6 from 5.7. Location. Japan.
yeah, USGS has as a 5.5.
Kilometers 41 minutes ago.
Okay, Croatian Dude has a legit one here. We'll check that one out. Oh yeah, this is legit, no doubt. It's nighttime. Appreciate it. This is from FNN. And 3 meters is what they're expecting. All through the area. That's about 9 feet. Tsunami. Right. I know, sister. Yeah, if you all know Timmy and our policy here, if somebody asks for prayer, we do pray. And we give you the opportunity to agree with God like we do on his will for the situation. Timmy's mother-in-law has a crisis, and we're asking prayers for Timmy's family. Papua, Indonesia, Papa the 4.0. So if you, in your day, think of Tim, or you think of JSL here, please, pray for Tim and that his family will be okay and that the situation will resolve itself. Yep. So that's allowable here. Of course it is. Yep. Vibrations in Seattle. Yeah, let's check that out. Let's go here to the, well, let's look at the buoys first. Over here, see if there's any drunk Chinamen out there. Oh boy, there's quite a few drunk Chinamen out there. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's a drunk Chinaman? Well, that's how they used to talk to us. See, you're only seeing some of the buoys out there. Some of these buoys here, I just push on there in the red. We used to be able to see them talk back and forth as the submarines used to go bouncing forth. That's how they used to communicate.
So the whole Northwest Pacific is moving.
Yeah, whole Northwest Pacific has shook. And what's interesting about this is it's more in the north than in the south.
Because it's getting ready to make a 9 at Hokkaido.
You think so?
Yeah. That's why it's picking up the movement all along the plate.
Yeah.
All the way from North Japan, all the way to Central Aleutians.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Kamchatka is done either. Kamchatka bounces real hard, and then we've seen in the historical record that within a year it's bouncing hard again. And I think it was in the 50s that we looked at when we did one of our reports. Could have been before that, but it bounced hard for 2 solid years.
And it'd be interesting to see how the waves went out from that quake.
Yeah, I know. Shoot.
If they had it on there already, but
I don't remember. I know I saved that link.
Yeah, it's some place under Iris. I had it too now, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was
But
under Iris, wasn't it? Yeah.
Iris, something.
All right, so we do have a buoy here that's activated, and you can see it right down here. You can see this buoy, same thing. This buoy, same area. This buoy, same area.
See, it's all the Pacific Plate all around the
Yeah.
edges of it in the northwest.
Yeah, that's what leads me to think that something else has. You know, they scientists said that. Whoops, sorry. Scientists said that after the 8.8 or during the 8.8, we did have all those volcanoes explode up there in Kamchatka. Also, I just read that Sakurajima popped. Was it yesterday or over this weekend?
Yeah,
But,
well, it's been going for a while anyway.
yeah, but I mean, it really popped. So I'm gonna look up that and.
Well, that's not good if it's really popped, because that's what it did before
Mhm.
Nankai Trop
Yeah.
46, which that 46 was right around Christmas time. 46 Nankai Trop.
Yeah, it was in December. Yeah. And if you remember, the last big, huge Japan quake was January 1st, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
so,
is that side.
Yeah. That was on the western side of Japan. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
But that still would be Philippines Plate.
Philippines. Okay, and they're showing here 40 centimeters now. Whoops. Being alert. Everybody being alert of these tsunamis here. Tsunamis on all on Hokkaido and the north shore of Honshu. There, I think that is right. Is that Honshu?
Yeah, there's a bunch. A bunch of, because Honshu Island is big. So I don't like them saying they should, like, say North Honshu or Central Honshu. I don't like with them just saying Eastern Honshu.
Well, because of the way the location of this earthquake, it is definitely.
I had to look to see where it was, right?
In the bay, yeah.
Figure out what it's doing.
Yeah.
There are big cities up along there. These are the same ones that got hit by the tsunami.
Yeah, unfortunately down here it did get pummeled. Let me show you last 30 days on the USGS only.
And there's one up there right on the tip of Hokkaido that's a big city too. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, here's the last 30 days just from USGS. You can see there's been a swarm about 200 miles south east of Japan, the current earthquake, off the coast of Japan, actually. And nothing transpired out of these, right? Just a big series of quakes. There was a 6.0 that happened right there. Now they've moved the 5.5 more east, not exactly on top of the other quakes. So that lends us to believe that this could be just like a precursor, because it's not on top of it anymore.
Yeah, because before the 9, there was the 7.2, 2011. So now I'm wondering if this is the same thing, because they've been expecting a big quake up by Hokkaido for a long time now.
Right. Yeah, it's like it didn't transpire after the 8.8. Now the 8.8 moved Kamchatka out. Eastward 2 meters.
Where one is today, it's like way in closer to land. It's not out closer to the trench.
Right.
Because usually the bigger ones are out closer to the trench.
Right, within about 50 kilometers, yeah.
Yeah, so my guess, if it's going to go 9, it'll be in that blank spot you can see.
Yeah.
Right there. Like,
we've been looking for a big quake to happen right in this general location as I circle it. Because of the historical record showing what happens up in Kamchatka and lower part of Japan. You can see the bend in the plate right here, and it's in this area, this region, this little bit north of it. That's where I think the historical record shows. We can actually look that up here real quick.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since Hokkaido's had like an 8 bigger.
Right here, let's go ahead and just go.
But
I'll put it as a 7 custom, and I'll go 1700, and then custom. Zoop down here in Japan. Right there. Use this region. Search. All right, here's today's quake, and you can see this out of the historical records just in Japan. All the large quakes. Right, I'll do the largest magnitude first. Here's the 9.1 that happened in 2011. Here's the 8.5 that happened in 1963. Here's an 8.4 that happened in 1933. Here's 8.3 that happened in 1994. Here's an 8.3 in 1958. Here's 1969 and 8.2. Here's the 1968 8.2, which is right in the range of where we're at now. 2003 and 8.2, same area.
What year was that 8.2 that you just said?
Mm-hmm.
What year was it again?
1968.
Oh.
And then right next to it, in 2003
What
was
year
8.2.
Borrego Springs, wasn't that 68? Because you said one of the other ones up there towards the top was 33. Well, that's the same as Long Beach.
Long Beach, yeah. And that happened
So now
March
looking
2nd, after Long Beach.
So, yeah, but still same year. So
Correct.
Opposite sides of the Pacific Plate.
Yeah. Yep. I have a watch area from San Francisco, which I think is it'd be a stronger quake if it happened in the San Francisco area from Monterey up to, not Santa Maria, but just the
Well,
other side.
based upon those ones that are happening there and the dates you just listed off,
Mm-hmm.
they're matching up with the SoCal quakes.
Right.
So it looks like when Hokkaido goes, SoCal responds on the other side.
Right. And I showed as well as the Southern California earthquakes. They're less than what they should be because Northern Cal seems to be moving a bit stronger. Southern Cal is still holding back. We've seen some quakes in Mexico. We've seen some quakes along the EPR, the East Pacific Rise. We've seen quakes happening along the Atlantic Ridge. Also, there's another quake in Congo today. So these are the 8s. Yeah. So most of the 8s are happening in the northern section, but they do happen in that region where our quake is today. You can see a nice line of quakes here, and that's a 7.2 that happened in 1945. Uh-oh.
So that would have been like the year before Nankai Trough.
Here's 1901, 7.3. 1931, 1901, and this is 94. This is a strong one, 60. That's one.
So when was the one that's right next to the orange dot? What year was that?
That was 1945, February 10th.
Okay. So would have been over a year before Nankai Trough, so that's interesting too.
Right. Well, it has to bend, If we look at 1945.
Okay, that one that's right out near the trench line. What year was that one? Because it doesn't look like there's that many near the trench.
Normally in a subduction zone, the quakes don't happen right on the trench. It's more of a rarity. They happen below it or above it, I should say. This plate's subducting underneath. That one there is a 7.2, 1935, October 18.
35. Can't remember.
1919, 1933 again right here, 8.4.
There's crazy stuff happening in Nevada and
1902,
California in 34. I remember that.
1905, 12, 11, 05, 13, 38. Those are on the outsides.
Yeah.
Up here, 1918, 1918. But on, go like this. Look at the wiki on these. Wikipedia list of earthquakes. Oh, 2025. No, I don't want it in 2025. I want it in, was it what we were looking at?
I forget now.
1965? That happened in Borrego Springs?
Or 68.
68. Okay, I apologize. You got me distracted there. Okay, this is a list of earthquakes in 68. Looks like Japan did pop with an 8.2 in 1968, Honshu. And that's kind of how we're relating on both sides of the plate, everybody. That's what we're saying.
Honshu, but they don't say which part, so then you look it up to figure
I know,
it out.
right?
It's freaking annoying. Like, I don't know why they couldn't say North Honshu, Central Honshu, or South Honshu. So then
there's a lot of things, how they do things, how they write these things up, just piss me off all the day. Mexico, 6.0, 7.3 also happened in and this is by death toll, everybody, so 1968. So they're particularly deadly earthquakes. By magnitude, Japan had a couple. East coast of Honshu, off the northeast coast of Honshu. An 8.2 and a 7.9 both happened in 1968, May 16. So, and the northeast coast. So that's exactly where we're at now, Hokkaido, northeast coast. And that's pretty far out right there. Kyushu also had a 7.5 in 1968. Mexico, Oaxaca had a 7.3. Japan, the Bonin Islands had a 7.3 as well. There's stupid Greece again, 7.2. Taiwan with a 7.1. Japan off of Honshu, another 7. That happened in June. So Japan was banging off really hard in 1968. It's not showing much in the US of A on that list. Notable earthquakes anyway. You were saying 1968?
Yeah. Borrego Springs was April 68.
Borrego Springs earthquake. Yeah, 1968 Borrego Springs earthquake right here. 6.6. Again, it's interior. It's not out in the desert. Generally speaking, on the interior side of the California, on the western side of the San Andreas, generally, as a general statement, 6.6, 6.7, 6.8 is the strongest. Once you go east in the California shear zone, those get the big ones, the 7s, pluses. So, and that's just in Southern Cal.
So based upon the ones I've looked up for Yakutat, then plus now, I'd be watching it anywhere from San Jacinto to Imperial Valley for a high
Your southern portion? Okay.
Yeah. And now, since we've added in these Honshu Hokkaido quakes, that's what it looks like to me.
Okay.
So that's even bringing it up more.
It does.
It seems like the spots are adjusting to where the big one was.
Yeah. How the plate is kind of twisting, is if that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, the plate is adjusting on both sides to the original big quake, so the 8.8. That's what it's all adjusting to. So you can see how it's going down on both sides of the Pacific plate. and that's where it's adjusting. So it's pretty interesting, really. Which I never thought of like looking at it that way until, because now I understand how it worked between 52 and 64. It was the same thing because Kamchatka had a 9 and 52, and then opposite side you had White Wolf Fault, and then you had everything all filling in because Chile had the big 9.5 and 60, and in between 52 and 60 you had the 1958 Lituya Bay one up there with the gigantic tsunami. So all these things were all happening at site, the plate adjusting on both sides.
Right. We do still have San Ramon banging off again. Here's another 2.5 in San Ramon. We're looking at Southern Cal right now. It's relatively quiet, except for off San Clemente. We have a 3.1 that happened at 1336 yesterday. So not today. Now, if I went and drilled down into all magnitudes of today, then you'll see a smattering along the Elsinore Fault, moving through the Borrego Springs and onto Anza onto the San Jacinto Fault. The central part of San Jacinto, it's always active. We do have a small quake in Anaheim or just out at Loma Yorba Linda. It's a small.
And San Jacinto quake in 89 or 1899 was on Christmas Day, and it was a fairly big one, high 6.
1889, oh boy.
So that was right after Yakutat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, again, it is what it is, and we're using historical data and kind of correlating it with not just one quake, but a series of quakes along and around the Pacific to show that these events are recurring. It's not, it's like, oh, wow, it just happened. No, there's a series of stuff happening. Also, we've seen a lot of activity along the Caribbean plate in the last couple of months, and there was a 6.7 off the coast of Honduras or Nicaragua that we never saw really any movement of the plate. So, assuming that's in an area where it's locked up, we do have off the shore of Caracas a 4.5 today, several around the DR and Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I think Guerrero had a 7.5 in 1899 too. Guerrero, Mexico.
Okay, let's look up at the. It wouldn't be on the GIA, would it? Yeah, 1899 it would be. Yeah, let's look up on the GIA. 1899, you said?
Yeah, because the wikis don't start until 1900, so anything before 1900 you have to look up in a different way.
I'm almost there.
Because you got to scroll all the way down to.
Yeah, I do. Way down here.
Like I know San Francisco was acting up because I went.
Oh yeah, San Francisco's always, it's been booming here for sure.
So kind of like what it's doing right now.
Yeah. So what we have in 1899, we have United States, Canada. Wow, check that out. There is a Mexico in 1900, but 1899.
That one, which was in September.
Staying with 1899, when's it start? Okay, right here. Mexico pops at Gajito. Looks like a 7.0 Gajito off the shore.
In 1899?
Yeah, 1899, yes.
Well, that's interesting because there was a 7.2 Revilo Gajito right before San Fran in 1906.
Wow, check that out. 7.9 to 7 to 7.9 in Guerrero.
Yeah, when I looked it up for Mexico, it said 7.5. But
yeah,
they have the range.
And right here in this region, Guerrero, south of Mealy. Oh, look at it, Nankai Trough. 1899. Japan. And this is a 7.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's in the center of it, of the Nankai. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be A, B, C, D. Yeah, it's in D range, the northern portion of it. Eureka. So at the Mendocino Ridge.
7. Was it 7?
Yeah, 7.170.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read that somewhere too. Yeah. Which
Um,
we already got the 7 off there
and
back.
we have the South Pacific Ocean as well, out there by Tonga. No, beyond Tonga, which is weird. So they might have that location off a little bit. That's a 7.1 as well. The Kurils, which is north of Hokkaido. Here's Hokkaido, just off the North Shore. So we have 2 quakes in Japan happening, one down here and then one right up here, 1899. And this one's a 6.9 to 7.2. Then Ecuador pops. That's out there by the Galapagos. So we don't know if the volcanoes were active at that time. But that's the plate. This is a microplate right in here. There's another microplate right here, Panama. And then there's the Cocos plate, and then the Caribbean plate, and then South American plate, and then all this jumble of Mexico and all the other islands. Interesting that the belief that we've kind of you can see all the earthquakes following that line, right? That's the path. That this whole Caribbean Sea actually is part of one of the plates that got swallowed up by North America and South America. It could be the Farallon plate or a plate prior to that, just like down here in South Georgias. So that's interesting, and that's why there's a strange connection, I think, from Guatemala, Honduras, Costa Rica, that happens up in Texas, because I think something way down there in the plates are still connected, because Texas goes bug-ass crazy when something happens down there before anywhere else in the States. It's kind of weird. Looks like Jamaica had a quake too. Hey, wow, I was talking about Caribbean there, right? And here we are in Jamaica. Jamaica had a 7.3 to a 7.8. Wow. And then here's the U.S., which is up in Alaska, 7.7 to 7.2. Aden, a North Island of, Norfolk Island. Where that's that? Oh.
Yeah.
That's,
India.
Yeah. A strange place for an earthquake, eh? 7.2. And then Canada, U.S., which is right up by Yakutat. It's offshore, though. But again, that buoy was shaken offshore, 7.9 to 8.3. Same place. Closer inshore, 6.9 to 7.3. And then another one just south on the Fairweather Fault, 7.4 to 7.8. And then another one.
The 2022 study on the Yakutat one says it was 2.8 offshore.
Right. Then another one says an 8.0 to 8.1, 8.2. So definitely 2.8s happened down there. And that's the top of the Fairweather Fault. And our earthquake that we just had is just inside that area. And
yeah, it's moving in, but it's on the edge of the Yakutat microplate.
Okay.
So technically all these they're coming in.
Right. So in context, everybody, for those who are listening, those who will listen in the future, we had a Yakutat quake, right? Big quake in Yakutat, right here in the area that we're just talked about. Now we've had an earthquake out in Japan, which we just talked about. And the likelihood of something happening along the west coast of the U.S. and Canada
See the triangle?
is a triangle, and whether or not it's in northern Cal or Washington all the way to Mexico, we've yet to find out. But hence, after the Yakutat, we were very much paying attention to what's going on in Cali, and that's why when we are looking at what's happening in Cali right now, the swarms over the last month, San Ramon, it's just been super busy, right? A lot of quakes in the last month in San Ramon. There's another area right out here in Pacifica, right here. That's along the San Andreas. It's been swarming. 2 swarms in the north. We had other swarms along the Hayward a couple of months back, and leading us to think, hey, something's kind of moving. It appears the San Andreas is more active right now. And then we have, of course, Clear Lake Volcano, where they're pumping the poop down in the ground, creating steam. I think it's just I don't know if it's sludge, but it's happening. And so northern Cal seems to be moving at 4 and below. Okay? Central Cali, the same, about 4 and below. 3 and below in Southern Cal at this point in time. It doesn't mean it's not capable of producing, because it is. You know, we have major faults. I think 5 or 6 major faults, including the San Andreas, that, you know, Elsinore, yeah, Elsinore, San Jacinto. We have the
And I think also in 1899, Morgan Hill had
Newport
a
Inglewood, Rose Canyon.
5.75, and Lytle Creek had a 5.75.
Palo Verdes,
So those were
San Diego
all
Trough,
before the San Jacinto big one
and San
on
Clemente.
Christmas Day. The same year as Yakutat went nuts.
We've been seeing some activity because the U.S. just doesn't show a lot. I'll show you what's happening in Mexico the last 3 days. All right, you can see the peninsula up here. It's not so much in the delta, but it's above the delta. The San Felipe Gap, or crack, I call it. Generally speaking, San Felipe all the way to Ensenada, even up to TJ. This area right along here has been active. We're not seeing a whole lot in the last 3 days here because that's all we got, or 2 days. Here's the 3 days. You'll see.
So it's like the outer edge.
Yeah. And then we have a couple in the middle of the Gulf of Cali. But look at here on the bottom here of Baja. Yeah. Strange, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be that they're drilling for oil. I don't know yet. Rio Gajito, active up here, 4s. Along the coast of Mexico, from Puerto Vallarta all the way down to Oaxaca and further, so down here. But again, it's along a line that would suggest to me, and I call it this, but it's the chicken leg. It's moving, right? And the center part where the leg is moving is out here in West Texas, and it's swinging up this way, and it's the Pacific Ocean moving north is what it is. It's just how I call it, responding. Mexico responding to what's been happening. Of the Pacific moves a hell of a lot faster than North America does, and they're crunching up against each other, grinding each other. And then these big earthquakes happening here, and up here, and then now over here. So this side has yet to go. Also, I think if we're just talking earthquakes, South America's super stinking quiet, as Indonesia is super quiet. And it's like, what's going on?
Well, before you get a 7 in California, 7 plus, you need South America to go 8. But you still could get 6, a high 6 in California without it going big in South America, based upon the record. So right now, I'm worried about somewheres in SoCal going a high 6.
Well, that's why I said up to a 6.7 in Cali. I see the north moving more, but it does move more because the San Andreas is straighter up there. It's not so compressed like Southern Cal. But when Southern Cal goes big, it's devastating more, I think. But there is compressional components up in San Fran too. So just the way that it's locked up in Southern Cal, because the impinging of the Mojave, and the Garlock, which is the northern sector of the Mojave. 1899, we have Alaska was going big. That Copper River Delta area. 7s, and what was this other one? Just still looking at 7.3 to 6.9. There is an 1899 Indonesia, but it's right in here. It's a 7.4, 7.5. Papua New Guinea, and 1899, 7.1. Again, back to Indonesia, 7.4. So breaking off, bing, 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 in the southern section.
Yeah, it's all around the edge of the Pacific Plate.
Yeah, and then offshore Japan, the Nankai Trough again, 7.1 in the late 1899. So Japan banged all the way through it. Alaska banged all the way through it. We had a little bit down here. And I think we had some in Mexico. We didn't have any in South America in 1899. So the likely suspects, these are the areas of earthquakes, major earthquakes happening. And bringing that to your attention, everybody. So looking back here, they're still watching the tsunamis. High risk tsunamis. It looks like they've got something going on up here in Amore. Just vibrating or what have you. Looking at right over here. Sorry. Looking at the tremors yesterday. Tremors of the San Juan Islands in the Pacific Northwest, also down by Eugene. The southern half has stopped as of yesterday. Going the day before, there's no vibrations. Then we go on to Friday, and you can see Friday, this area was really vibrating. These are not earthquakes. These are vibrations, anomalies that are found in the plate, subducted plate, that is, down below. We're going off into, let's look at the volcanoes here. St. Helens. Been seeing some activity in St. Helens. Up and around it, but there's a lot of weather. You can see the big earthquake, Japan, right here. P wave and then the S waves as it went around the Earth. So I'm not seeing anything else that alarms me. Thinking San Francisco to Seattle, so watching Hawaii, North Cali, Garda Escarpment area. Too quiet, yeah. Sometimes being too quiet alerts us, and then sometimes it's part of us that drives us to want to see something as well. I have to check myself on that. It's just me. Hey, there's nothing happening there, so I'm going to see it's happening. You know, you can see again. This is Mount Rainier, showing the vibrations of the earthquake. Also, let's look at volcano news today. According to Volcano Discovery, December 8th, 2025, Santa Guido, Fuego, Popo, Simiru, Shivalush, Ibu, and Dakona, and Reventador. Simiru, 15,000, that's a 12,003. They're on Java. That's its normal. Simiru is the largest in Indonesia. So, if I understand that, it might be just the island, but I'm pretty sure it's the largest in Indonesia. Aoba volcano eruption, 13,000 feet. Aoba's in Vanuatu, and I don't know how tall it is. 4,900 feet going to 13, so pretty good little pop down there in Aoba volcano. Santa Guido, 14 out of a 12.3. They're in Guatemala, by Guatemala City. Kilauea, did you see Kilauea going off this weekend? Oh boy, more than 500 feet, shooting straight up in the air, or actually out of side. 3 vents were exploding at the same time. Spectacular video.
And it was doing the same thing in 1899, if you look it up.
Yeah.
It had a whole bunch of eruptions with high lava fountains. So they have all sorts of details on that because there's people there observing it then. And they say, when you read about it, it's doing exactly the same thing as what it was doing in 1899. So it's crazy stuff. And it did something similar in 79, and then had a big blowout in the East Rift Zone. At the same time, there was another St. Elias quake, they call it, up near Yakutat.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah. Where is this? No, Purus, right there.
79 had the Imperial Valley quake.
Yep. So last week we had Purus volcano going off here in Colombia. Today, Nevada del Ruiz has re-spoken. It's not huge, but 19,000 out of the 17 and change. It's a very large mountain, 17,457, going to 19. But it's the first time it's been in the news for a couple of days because Poas volcano, like I said, it's just south of it, along the volcanic arc, and we were looking at. Was it here? Yeah, it was here. And you can see the edge of the plate where all the major earthquakes have been happening, right? So Bogota, Cali, Medellin, right in here is Nevada del Ruiz, and then Purus is down here. So you can see the plate boundary, right? That's here. So Reventador, it's 11,000 going to 14. They're in Ecuador. No, I mean, yeah, Ecuador. Yeah. And if I scroll down here, you'll see here's the volcanic arc right here. But behind the volcanic arc is Reventador and Sangay. Both of these are busy where all these are not making the news. Not that they're not busy, it's just not making the news. Reventador and Sangay. So when you see those, you can see Sangay right afterward, 20,000 out of the 17 and change. So about 3,000 feet, right? Sakurajima volcano exploded, 7,000 feet. Bottom is Sakurajima is Japan. And that's why we watch Japan. In the southern portion, Sakurajima's right here. This is the Aria caldera, which is one big giant mess of a volcanic system. We've seen Kirishima super active in the last, 3 months. And we've had some earthquakes out here as well. And you can see I have some listed here on 1931, a 7.9. And in 1941, we had an 8 right there. So we've done these studies. Here's an 8.3 that took place at one time, 1944, and 8.1. All these are when we're studying the Nankai Trough, which goes all the way to basically here. But sometimes we add this little sector right here, Edo and Tokyo, as being part of the Nankai, because the plate boundary comes to here, turns left, moves across Japan, and goes out that way. And then it comes back up this way. But here's our area of earthquakes as well. 8.2 on the 2003, 1952 and 8.1. 1968 had an 8 right there. And then today's earthquake, which I should probably put on the list for you.
Yeah, so Sakurajima was very active in 1899 and was part of heightened activity leading up to a big eruption in 1914. So it was busy from like the 1890s right through to 1914 when it had a big eruption.
Okay.
You know.
There we go. So here's the 7.6 to today's earthquake, and you can see 1968. There's that one. 33, 2011. When we talk about these earthquakes, I should edit that. Make that icon be an earthquake. There you go. We talk, and I leave these out here. So we can notice where they're at. Back at Dakono is 7,000. That's on Halemarhara. Ibu, Dakono both 6,000 and 7,000 respectively. Ibu's a 4,600. Dakono's like 38. And they're both popping to near 7,000 feet. So, Shivalush. Possible eruptions, but I can't tell because of satellite. 22,000 feet. And I don't think I think it's like 98. Am I right on that? 10,007. All right. So 10,000. I mean, they've been talking about, or news articles have been talking about Shivalush erupting quite a bit. That's up there in Kamchatka. So up the coast here, Kamchatka, the northern one, this has been erupting. Bezimani's erupting. Also, Krishninikov. When that 8.8 happened, this thing erupted. There's also 8.3 when it erupted. 8.4, 1923. What else? There's another volcano that's been active. So
well, 1923 was when we had all that other craziness.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one you just said that was erupting in 23.
No, it was an earthquake at 8.4, right on Kamchatka.
Yeah.
Right next to it, but they didn't talk about Krasninikov going off in 1923, probably because there's nobody there, or not very many people talked about it. These are all the volcanoes, of course, that we've talked about. Karaminski is erupting right now as well. There's 5 volcanoes that have been erupting on Kamchatka since. Some of them prior to the 8.8 that took place right here in July, July 29th. And then the 7 happened up in here. And then all these volcanics. So we've been waiting for an event happening down here due to just watching the historical record and going, well, when that pops, that pops. And a lot of times it isn't just a one-time thing. We watch how the system works. When this goes, okay, we can surmise, but because this has happened let's watch here, and then if it happens, we go, okay. We can see when one responds to the other, and we've watched this throughout the history, and the record's pretty tough from 1700 onward. Pretty tough to say, oh, okay. Then we go through the Gia, and that goes all the way back to a lot of different years. And then we try to get the weather. We try to get volcanic activity. We try to get solar activity. How our planet system works and how the interplay goes on, and that's kind of why we're trying to do all these things for you, so that you can see how the world system works. Moving along the other side of the plate, subduction would allow the plate to move the opposite side theoretically. Yeah, the pull down effect. When one plate is subducting for a time, the push is what's doing it. But once the plate gets down there and the weight of the plate is subducted, it then pulls the rest of the plate down and at a greater speed. This yellow line is nothing but the Mendocino Ridge. Yeah, right. 1,000 miles from here to here.
So basically, what it's done now, it's adjusted with sevens.
Yeah,
on
the northern half. Yeah, the northern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down to Yakutat on one side, and now down to northern Japan on the other side.
Yeah. Here's an image of Kilauea. 500 foot, man. That thing was crazy. The 38th event. And I thought it was going well over 1,000 feet. And there was a camera out here. It destroyed the camera, the live feed. So I think camera number 1 got hosed.
Yeah.
What was that?
My sister said the camera got destroyed because she saw it on something yesterday.
Yeah, it got destroyed. I was watching it going, oh my God. Then people couldn't find the camera that was actually working. I used the USGS one, and they said, oh, it's working here. Oh, okay. But as we're here live, Simiru, 15, that's as normal. Aoba, again, erupted 13. That's not a whole lot. We said Monday, 6,000 of Ibu. Sengay minor eruption at 20. It's a 17 and change. So, yeah, there you go. That's the news today, volcanically speaking. Historical record on earthquakes from 19. We're all over the place. 1960. That's how we do things anyway. Still watching Japan here live. Dozen of 50 centimeters, 30 centimeters.
A lot of flashing blue lights. I don't know why they'd be down there right on the water.
These look like Christmas lights, to tell you the truth.
Maybe.
Do they celebrate Christmas in Japan? I don't know. I just don't know.
Because I thought one on the previous picture looked like a blue. So I don't know why. The police would be right down by the water.
So they had a 4.7 afterward now. Yep.
Maybe they have blue tsunami warning sites, the warning lights. I don't know, or sirens.
Yeah. Looks like they're focusing on the northern part of Honshu where the tsunami hits. So I guess they're seeing some of the tsunami there. Looks like Japan has it now at a 7.6 and a 7.2. So they're not too sure on what. Both the timestamp is the same. Looks like now they're saying reports coming in of minor tsunamis. I'll take this one off, and then This is FNN Japan, and again, I'm not watching sound due to copyright laws there, and looks like some stuff is picking up right up in here, earthquake-wise, shaking-wise, and maybe tsunami. Copy. I'll go over here to X. Okay. Small tsunami that follows. There's a, yep. I'm looking for any damage or anything on video here. Breaking. Just shouldn't. That's on you.
Phone was playing ads, music.
Yeah. I'm watching the earthquake now. I just got to make sure it's not going to be a problem for us. All right.
Location: off east coast of Honshu, Japan. Class: moderate. Magnitude:
That's a long
5.1
quake.
kilometers. 12 minutes ago.
See, it started already. And it's shaking the camera here. So this is a significant quake, and you can see how long it goes. It isn't like a 10-second quake. We're already 16 seconds, and this camera's been shaking. It's still shaking at 22 seconds. 46 seconds, actually. Yeah, significant quakes always shake the ground a lot longer. You know, not just the P wave, but the S wave as well. Here's another. This guy's out on the street, checking things out. He's afraid a building's going to fall on him. That's what he's doing. Japan has pretty strict laws on buildings, so the other day I was able to tell someone who was getting upset in a stream that it was not the end of the world because Alaska got a 7. I know. When people when people encounter earthquakes and they don't know what to do about it, it's because they don't understand that it's a natural occurrence, like storms, are, and solar storms as well as terrestrial storms, and so by using or having this channel to educate people on earthquakes and the system of earthquakes, it takes the mystery out. Yes, they're scary when it happens. Yes, they can do a lot of damage, and yes, they can kill you. Better yet, man-made items can kill you more than the earthquake itself. unless it's a tsunami. But the more you understand about these things, the less mystery's taken out of it, or more of the mystery's taken out of it, and you understand it's an earthquake. I know what I can do because I understand that it's an event, and I've developed a plan. If you haven't developed a plan for a catastrophic event in your area, then you're just kind of dumb. Because they happen all over the world, not just earthquakes, fires, tornadoes, tsunamis, solar events, earthquakes, volcanoes, haboobs. Yeah, haboobis are insane. And Arizona's not the only ones to get those. We get tornadoes and haboobis and earthquakes, and I don't know about tsunamis, but some people, over the last summer they had a tornado that hit one of the small one, but it still tore up some property and hit one of the dams. I think at Parker Dam it hit. So it may happen. And the haboobis are just like what happens over there in the Middle East. They get haboobis as well. And they're big sandstorms that crazy how they happen. But looking at Japan and what's going on there, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much what's happening with Japan. I'd be remiss. I was looking at the off subject, but the Supreme Court agrees to review the Trump order restricting birthright citizenship. That's a big deal because it's needed to go to the courts, the high court, for a long time. And they're going to decide whether or not the intention of the law was to do one thing or another. And so that's a big deal. However it goes is how it goes, and then that gets solved. Anchor babies is one of those problems. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. Dub is saying that it was a 7.7 upgrade. I'm seeing a bunch of earthquakes here coming through Japan. You can see ding, 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 ding. We expect that after a 7.6. Now we should see several 6s, maybe 1 to 5, but we should see a ton of 4s and 5s. All right? So just be aware of that too. But anything else you want to add there, Bud?
Nope. Can't think of anything else now.
Yeah. How's your eyes going?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
The blood in my left eye is cleaning up, so.
All right.
Absorb so I can.
You can see
better.
A little better. All right. Hokkaido, Japan, another 3.8 and a 5.1. Thank you, sister. Well, I think on this report here, I'll stop it here. I don't know what to do. I kind of been holding off rabbit hole until you got to a point where you're able to function. Then I'd invite you back. Otherwise, no sense in doing it.
Yeah, well, I'm probably good enough now.
All right. So we'll anticipate something Wednesday then.
Yeah. All
right. Don't know what we'll talk about, but and for those who don't know, we're over on twitch.tv/Joe Slick Live, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 or 7 to 10, in that range, a.m. every day. On Wednesdays and Saturdays evenings, Saturday is kind of secondary, but Wednesdays is 7 p.m., sometimes 6, depending on how long the rabbit hole is. So be aware, between 6 and 7, we'll start the rabbit hole and we'll go 1 to 2 hours. And what those are is more like what we just did in this report, where deeper look into what's happening in the earthquake realm and solar and all the like, storms and the like. Big stuff happening across the United States. What winter vortex, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Cold,
Polar vortex.
polar vortex going all the way down into Texas and going across the East Coast. So,
So we're supposed to get a big snowstorm here on Wednesday. We had a little bit of overnight here, a couple inches, but we're supposed to get like 6+ inches on Wednesday.
Wow. I know it's cold here today. I woke up 37 degrees. So, who would have thunk that desert got this cold? This is cold to me, man. And yeah, but anyway, and so we can also be found on YouTube and on Rumble. So thank you, everybody. We're going to monitor what's going on. If anything should happen, I'll jump right back on. And we have class pretty much every, Thursday and Saturday. And we've been enjoying that. And our rabbit holes on Saturday are kind of a review what was going over in class during the week. So it's kind of the subject there. Wednesdays, it may be something else. All right, everybody. So love you all. Take care. Don't get none on you, and have fun.